feel like we just witnessed a moment in history.
OB Keeng to ease no eye, coming out with the music to ease your mind.
February 11th, 2023, the day that Peter Obi took over Lagos State. Hi guys, it's OB Keeng once again in the house, here to talk about the once in a lifetime event, which was Peter Obi's presidential rally in Lagos State. Just look at that crowd. I feel this is a more symbolic event than a physical one, you know, much like when Lionel Messi was given a graduation gown just before lifting the World Cup. Now, when we think about Qatar 2022, we think about that moment because it symbolized when he had finally reached the peak of his accomplishments in football. You know, throughout this campaign season, I never talked about Peter Obi's campaigns much because I didn't really feel the need to. Peter Obi is so accessible and transparent. He's the only candidate that has gone for every debate, you know, even if the others didn't come. They grill him all the time and he always provides answers. So there's never any need to try and talk for him because he already talks for himself on so many platforms and in such a transparent way that you know all the messages are coming directly from him, even though he has some of the best spokespeople in the game. I mean, Kenneth Okonkwo has been doing an amazing job. So has Indicato, all the spokespeople, they are really top notch. So because every message comes from him directly, unlike Tinubu, who for example claimed to bring Buhari into power, nobody can actually say that they are the one responsible for bringing Peter Obi into power. You know, not even the party, because we all know that the hardest working member of the obedience movement has always been Peter Obi himself. That being said, Peter Obi's rally in Lagos was one of the loudest and most magnificent that I've ever witnessed. I felt the need to talk about it for two reasons. First of all, the mainstream media hardly talks about the popularity of Peter Obi as a candidate. In fact, my first street interview was as a result of mainstream media not paying attention to when the Nigerian youths were clamoring for Peter Obi in the initial phase. Another reason that I felt the need to talk about this rally in particular is because I see it as a major turning point. Prior to this rally, a whole lot of people, and especially obedience, did not believe that Peter Obi stood a chance. A lot of people, you know, feel that the ruling class has all the power. I mean, even power to decide who wins elections. So even though Peter Obi has won basically every single poll, and even though the Electoral Act that was signed in 2022 has given INEC the power to use technology, you know, the BVAS has been introduced, many people still have this fear in themselves that Peter Obi would not win solely based on fear. It has become a kind of learned helplessness, you know, a kind of Stockholm syndrome, you know, because of the environment that we're in, a very oppressive and suppressive environment. The first time that I even noticed the break in this cloud of darkness, you know, that was holding Nigerians back from realizing their full potential was the EndSARS movement. And it's that EndSARS movement that has sort of cascaded down and also merged with this obedience movement to make it a force that it has become today. So this brings me back to Peter Obi's rally in Lagos State. The day started out with a students' town hall meeting, you know, which has become a staple of Peter Obi's campaigns. With every passing day, it's becoming more apparent that the youths and the students would play a major role in the election results this time around. The second event of note that was hosted during the day was the Women's Town Hall, which has also become a staple of Peter Obi's rallies. The event was so hype that at some point it turned into a celebration, Owambe. And that is also another demographic that has normally been marginalized when it comes to Nigerian elections, the women, because despite women having almost half of the voting strength in this country, they are represented less than 5%, you know, in all the elective positions in Nigeria. So Peter Obi deciding to include this in each of his campaigns became a game changer. The women's town halls were led by the wives of the presidential candidate and the vice presidential candidates, you know, Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed. I was privileged to attend the first women's town hall that took place in Abuja, and some of the footage I posted from that event ended up, you know, going viral that day. It's safe to say that his women's town hall in Lagos State was more than successful. based on the footage at least. So as this were going on, people were already trooping to the venue of the main rally, which was Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos, and the atmosphere was already at a fever pitch. At this point, Peter Obi had not even come for the rally, and it's also important to note that none of this was done with any mobilization whatsoever. Now, this feature of Peter Obi's rallies becomes even more magnified when you realize that for some of these other parties, for them to be able to get those crowds that you see, they have to pay very huge amounts of money. As the festivities were going on in Tafawa Balewa Square, Peter Obi was going to visit the markets. On his way to the market and out of the market, the crowds that followed him really showed the street credibility he has. At some point, it looked like the crowd was even carrying his car. Now, the crowd upon Peter Obi's arrival to Tafawa Balewa Square was awesome. It was nothing short of magnificent. Evidently, it's a greater turnout than the PDP campaign rally in Lagos, which happened at the same venue but was virtually empty, and an even greater turnout than the APC campaign rally, which took place in a stadium but had a lot of mobilization. This happened in an APC stronghold, like Tinubu's supposed stronghold, although it's looking more like a weak hold at this point. I wonder how the APC is going to take this turnout. I wonder what kind of measures they want to take to try and mitigate this disaster, because it is a disaster. Even recent polls are giving Peter Obi a sizable chunk of votes in Lagos and even the southwest in general, which again is supposed to be an APC stronghold. And I also wonder how the PDP would take this news. I would imagine they would take it with a lot of regrets in losing such a valuable player that would have guaranteed them the elections, if they had just given him the presidential ticket. Anyway, there's only so much I can say about this wonderful rally, that you haven't seen in the videos already. I just felt the need to talk about this because I feel this is a pivotal moment in our election history. I think it's going to change a lot of how election campaigns are run in future, regardless of the outcome of the election. But that's just what I think. What do you guys think? I also want to know in particular who you guys believe will win this election, and you can give your reasons, because if the polls are saying something and people are not agreeing with the polls, then what metric should we use and measure who win this election? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. More videos coming soon. Do like and subscribe, comment, share this video, to let everybody be aware of Peter Obi's rally in Lagos and what this means for Nigerian elections going forward. Thanks so much for watching. Once again, my name is OB Keeng, and I will surely see you guys in the next one.